Okay. I have my tripod with me today, people. I am in the airport in Santo Domingo, and I definitely wasn't planning on doing a video because I'm about to get on a plane, but let me tell you something, people. I have some information for you. It's going to be good. I'm trying to adjust this. Hold up. What a day. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. That's part of what's going on. Okay, so I'm here in the airport in Santo Domingo. First of all, let me just say this. When the shit hits the fan, don't panic. Do not panic. Panic doesn't help. What you need to do, breathe deeply, remember that God is in control, and remember that the universe always works out to our benefit, right? Always, no matter what. No matter what. I mean, at least they're playing salsa in the airport, so can't be mad at that. Got plenty of time, smooth ride here, no problems, all that. I'm told that I'm leaving from gate B4, so I go to gate B4, I'm sitting there on time, whatever. I notice everybody boards the plane, but I haven't heard them say anything about, So I go up, I'm like, where's my flight? Oh no, you're in A5. Somehow they switched it, they didn't tell. So now I'm rushing. Anyway, I think the flights are late and who knows what. So, there's all this flying stress anyway, just traveling and all these bags and I just executed the move, right? So my house is empty, I'm gone, I'm out. Fine, so I've been under heightened stress for weeks now. In the meantime, I'm also working with some people to assist on a real estate transaction in Las Arenas. And it's been, kind of push, pull all along the way. But I'm sticking with it, trying to help, trying to see it through. And learning, right? It's always a learning curve, no matter what you do. Every transaction is different. So I get a notification today while I'm in the security line waiting to go through. And by the way, in the security line, they don't have those little bins where you put your stuff, so my stuff's all in the belt, and just shoe fell off, and oh my gosh. So I get this notice saying, hey, by the way, that property that you're working on, oh, sorry, but it's fewer meters squared than we thought. It's smaller than we thought. I'm like, well, how come nobody knew this? How come, that's basic. Well, we did some blah, 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 this, that, and the other happened. Meanwhile, they're pushing the buyer to do this and do that and take care of business. And I'm just that just sounds really strange to me that nobody knew. So I'm like, well, then either and apparently the lot next to it, which I had been told initially was sold, is available. It's a bigger lot than the one that the buyer is buying. So I'm like, well, if it's not sold, then why don't you carve up some of that one and add it back onto the first one, right? To the one that we're in this transaction for. Well, no, we can't do that. It just seemed real strange to me. Well, then you owe some money back, right? Because obviously if the lot size is big, just a cluster basically, just straight up cluster. All of this in the midst of having bags, shit's crazy. There's a trillion people in the airport today. I don't know if everyone decided to leave. I don't know why, but it's very, very busy here. Pressure from home about you must get a vaccination, what have you. And you know what? I can totally appreciate people's fear factor, fear level about what's happened because the media is making sure that people are afraid. Whatever the case may be, it's you cannot stop talking about this stupid virus and everything. And I have a lot of compassion for people who have been affected by it or who have loved ones who have been affected by it. I get it. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I am a questioner and I'm a critical thinker. So, someone trying to force something on me, what's up with the trials and and people who are being vaccinated are still getting COVID. So it's shit ain't working. However, I have some information for you. A couple pieces of information. Number one, so I got my test, as always, right, when I leave the DR to go to the US, my COVID test, negative. Now, at the place where I go, they have, it's almost like a pregnancy test. I guess they swab your nose, and then I guess they rub it on some little, it looks like a little bitty pregnancy test. And you can see right there, so I watched before my eyes, it was negative. Great. So the price has gone down from 3,000 pesos, which is $57, to 2,300 pesos, which is 40 something. Great. And you don't have to wait 24 hours to get it anyway. You can get it pretty much right on the spot. So that was all great. So I have my test. no problem. I'm negative still, wonderful. When I go home, there's a lot of pressure about getting vaccinated. Okay. And, you know, at first I was like, oh God, I was really worried about that and nervous and everything. And then I was like, why am I tripping? Remember mentality, right? Mentality. No matter what happens to me, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I'm already good because the universe is always working in my favor. So no matter what I get, a vaccine, no vaccine, you know, 25 vaccines, I'm good because that's what I say and my words are powerful, right? I also was like, remembering something I'd heard about, you know, some not like natural remedies like nuts and berries, but something else that apparently is very effective, scientifically proven over a long period of time to, not about combat the virus, but sort of to be resistant. And I talked to some friends of mine yesterday who were saying, yeah, here's what it is. So I'm going to show you guys now. The first one's called, forgive me, I'm not a scientist, but hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine? I believe this is something that came up a while ago. So here's a picture of it. I bought some. You can buy this stuff at a pharmacy in the DR with no prescription. I bought this in the airport. There it is. It's probably backwards for you. Anyway, and something else called ivermectin. Ivermectin. You guys look this up. I am not a doctor. I'm not recommending any course of treatment. I'm not saying that something works or doesn't work. I'm just sharing with you what I heard and what I chose to do. And I was like, well, let me at least see if I can get it here. And if I can, before I put anything in my mouth, I'm definitely going to read about it and find out what will work and, you know, what may be more effective or not. So here's the second one. This is the one that's called ivermectin. Now this is obviously in Spanish, ivermectina. You see that? Okay. So both of these things, together cost me about 3,200 pesos, which is like $60-something. Not very much. Supposedly. I have no idea how you take it. I have to read, and like I said, I'm not going to just pop a pill on, you know, just because. Just like I wouldn't want to take a vaccine just because. I mean, you know, when my son was a baby, I was like, wait a minute, do you really have to give him 3 shots in his leg when he's 8 months old? Like, what is all this going on? So I did some research then. I went with, I'm getting my son vaccinated. You know, I didn't like it. It seemed like a whole lot. I was fully vaccinated as a child. We got vaccines before we came to this country, before we moved here. Tetanus, Hep A and B, whatever. You don't have to do malaria and all that stuff when you come here. But, you know, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not saying there's no way, never, never, never. I understand the logic in favor of protecting yourself and protecting others. But this one feels a little fishy to me. This one feels like some global domination at play and came out so fast. It's like it's not actually a vaccination because evidently vaccination is something that protects you. And that I have a tetanus vaccination. I'm not going to get tetanus. If you're calling it a vaccine, that means it's supposed to prevent you from contracting whatever the disease is, right? I have a Hep A vaccination. I'm not going to get hepatitis. But the COVID vaccine is not really a vaccine. It's just an injection. So I'll be investigating this. And I'm also going to be taking, like I have been all along, natural things like turmeric. It's a little root, like it looks like a ginger root kind of, but it's really small. And if you peel off the skin, it's bright orange inside, like an American sweet or whatever, a sweet potato. And so I've been cutting up turmeric like into little pill-sized pieces and garlic and popping them. I do pop those because it's something that grows out of the ground. It's natural, it's not harmful, people cook with it. I gave that to my son and myself, and like oregano. Dominicans are like, oh, oregano. It's like totally antiviral. So that stuff I will do. And I also researched, you guys may remember, those of you who've watched my channel for a while, I did a video way back at the beginning of COVID saying, here's a bunch of natural remedies, right? I'm not saying don't do anything or absolutely do something, but if you want to boost your immune system, why not do it with something that occurs naturally? So that's what I did do, that's what I have been doing, not to mention plentiful vitamin D, healthy foods, exercise. I went to the beach again this morning, like at 7 a.m. with a friend, and even though it was raining, got in the water, floated, bathed, because I wanted to just feel one last time, at least for now, you know, the effects of that salt water and the peace and just the way it makes me feel, have peace of mind. Because, ooh, that's kind of killing it. A shrill scream. And So that's how I wanted to start my day. That's how I wanted to start this journey. Because, you know, airports and travel, international, and everybody's in a hurry, and people want to, you know, they're not always on their best behavior, and, you know, we're all kind of stressed out. And I was like, let me at least start, let me calibrate from a really positive place. So I'm not going to put my mind on something like getting shut down and locked out. I'm not even going to entertain that. I'm going to entertain that wherever I need to be, whatever I want to do, it's going to go. That God is always going to clear my path, and it's always going to be the best for me, period. So I also ordered a vodka tonic because sometimes you have to resort to extreme measures. It is afternoon. But after running through the airport, wrong gate, and all this crap, and in the midst of it, I'm getting these calls and messages about, oh, sorry, the property's the wrong size, blah, blah, and what do you want to do? Like, you're asking me right now. I was like, I'm not about to make a decision under pressure in, like, a heightened, you know, state, like I'm frazzled. I don't make decisions like that. I'm going to go get where I'm going. I'm going to relax. I'm going to think clearly. I'm going to confer with people I need to confer with, and then we will make a decision about what the next move will be in terms of this transaction. That's why I said, you guys, exactly. Oh, power just came on, yeah. That's why I told you guys a while ago. It's not just the move. I'm in the middle of business transactions, opening up a business bank account, you know, signing papers, doing this, doing that, moving my stuff all over the place, just a lot. So the best thing I can do is be calm, breathe, remember to think positively. That straight chaos, girl, straight, or I don't know if you're a girl, woman, sojourner truth, so I assume. Straight chaos. It'll try to take you out, right? Whether you're in the US watching crazy news all the time, by the way, turn it off. Or wherever, in your own relationship, in your own mind, in your house. If your house is full of clutter and chaos, you might want to, like, clear it out. So, I'm photobombing these people. And I always have to go back to basics. Like, Kelly, remember, the universe is for you. The universe is for you. The universe is going to give you everything you desire as long as you work with it. You believe, which is why I kept going to the beach. I kept going to the water. I had a really great massage yesterday from a woman who does, like, an excellent massage, plus she does energy work. And at the end of it, she's like, oh, this meridian's a little bit blocked, and, you know, back here, this, that, and the other, and, you know, just, she's like, you've been overthinking. I was like, yeah, I'm overthinking because I have all this stuff going on. She's like, you need to go back to the beach one more time before you go. And of course I was like, I have 10,011 things to do before I go, but okay, somehow I'll make it to the beach. And I ended up hanging out with a friend last night for 4 hours. I was like, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up early and go to the beach. Picked up my friend, we went. It was wonderful. It was pouring down, raining initially this morning, like with thunder and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe we're just gonna go sit and look at the water. But eventually the rain kind of subsided. It was like a gentle kind of shower. And it was beautiful, and I'm so glad I went. And got my meds. I'm gonna be great, you guys. Watch, I'm about to level up, and I will tell you quite honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen with this channel. I will try to keep you updated on my Dominican experience now, because I'm gonna be straddling 2 countries is what's happening. I'm gonna be bi-national, right? Multinational. Coming up on multinational, but first we're gonna start with binational. And, you know, it's a process. No one said it's gonna be easy, right? No one said change was easy, but change is necessary to get where you wanna go. So that's what I'm happening. That's what I'm doing. That is what is happening. No, there's no current vaccine card. And I thought about that. I'm like, what if because I feel like this is a lot of control and, it's, crazy stuff. I'm going to continue to travel. I'm going to continue to be happy and free and so let's go to this. Let's talk about Nelson Mandela. And I shared this comment with someone earlier today. It would be easy to imagine that someone in his circumstances who's in prison for 27 years and going through all this crap would come out and be bonkers, like sticking his thumb in a corner and like babbling for the rest of his life, right? Because he was a lawyer. He was like a freedom fighter, basically. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was advocating for justice. yet he got thrown in jail. But because he held to his beliefs, which were high level, and he believed that even the guards who were imprisoning him, that for them to be able to do something like that, they had to be operating at such a low vibration that they were really the ones who deserved pity. And so, you know, he just switched how he thought about things, and he also demanded respect. He's like, they're gonna call me Mr. Mr. Mandela, and I'm just gonna maintain my level of dignity. I'm not gonna like flip out. So just like these people call me saying, well, what do you wanna do? I need a decision. I was like, I'm not about to make a decision under pressure. When I'm emotional and reactive, I'm not doing that. Y'all are gonna have to wait, and I'll let you know when I'm settled and I feel better. Same thing with a man called Viktor Frankl, who was a Holocaust survivor. I believe he was at Auschwitz, and he was a psychologist when he went to the internment camp. And he wrote this book called Man's Search for Meaning, which I read. And he talks about a lot of things, but one of the things he says is how he began to see the difference in those people who survived the camp and those who didn't, and it had everything to do with their mindset, right? Those who were like, oh God, and awful, and really, I mean, obviously they're horrible circumstances, both his or theirs and Mandela's, but it's how you choose to use your mind. If you choose to let whatever it is trigger you, and you go the fuck off, and you're all freaked out, and you believe every bad report, and you believe that someone says it's gonna fall, you know, the sky is falling, and you succumb to that, well then, of course you're gonna get sick. Your immune system is compromised because of the stress. Of course you're gonna feel terrible. You know, you're gonna have probably trying relationships. Just all the negative stuff will come with that. Whereas, on the other hand, if someone says, let's say you get a death sentence medical report, you can choose to just decide how you're going to deal with that. You know, these people in the Holocaust, some of them would like see a little sprout of grass coming out of a rock, and that little thing would give them a sense of hope. Because it was like, well, something can live in this condition, therefore so can I, right? So I am choosing, through the midst of all the chaos that's been swirling around me now, and there's been a lot, that I'm going to breathe. And that doesn't mean I'm not affected by it. That doesn't mean, trust me, I've shed my tears. I've been like, what the fuck? I have reacted, but I quickly come back to like, wait a second. Remember what is in control of the, I'm in control. I'm in control of how I choose to navigate the circumstances. God is inside of me, just like God is inside of you. Therefore, I have the power to create the world I experience. It doesn't mean that bad things won't happen, but it does mean that when they happen, or if they happen, I get to decide how I respond to it. Okay, I see you guys commenting back and forth about some vaccine stuff. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, okay? I'm not a medical doctor. I have not read all the scientific research. I don't know. There's plenty of people firmly in favor, plenty of people firmly opposed to vaccines. You do the research, you make your own decisions. Those two medicines I showed you, research them, see what you think. If you feel like it's something you want to try, maybe you talk to someone about that, someone who's knowledgeable and you trust. If you feel like absolutely not, you want a vaccine, then go talk to your physician or whoever you trust there. I'm just saying, I like to be informed. And that doesn't mean I read every single thing or that I know all of it, because I certainly don't. But, hi Jackson. But what I do have control of is myself. And so I was like, okay, I'm running around this airport like a crazy person. People give me all kinds of misinformation. The people in the airport, people back in LT talking about, oops, sorry, we gave you the wrong dimensions of this land. I mean, like, I got nothing to do with that. But I have everything to do with how I'm going to spend these next 15, 20 minutes while I'm waiting for the plane. And I was like, you know what? I'm not really a big drinker. I know I say that. I'm always like, I have a pina colada, I have a mojito. But right now I am having a vodka, as I said. Because why not? Because why not? I got a long day ahead of me. And, major change. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Some good information there. I see you. I think you're commenting on. You guys are commenting on the vaccines conversation again. I'm going to leave it alone. I've said what I had to say. I've said what I said, and I'm done. But let me show you the airport, by the way. So that's the gate I'm leaving from. It is packed, packed, packed. I do have a lot on my plate, and I'm, raising a child at the moment from afar. I'm going to go home and raise him up close. It's a lot. But thank you guys. Thank you for the safe trip wishes. It's going to be fine. In fact, it's going to be better than fine. I was walking through the airport because I was way on the other side of the terminal, the B terminal, and they said, no, your thing's leaving from A. And I was like, Well, on my ticket it says B. I didn't hear any announcement, but whatever. And on my way back, all masked up, I was like, things are going to work out better than I can imagine. Things are going to work out better than I can imagine. God is already maneuvering and puppeteering so that it's going to be a fantastic deal that we end up getting on this. I'm going to be able to deliver something really great. Everyone's going to be happy. It's going to be magical and magnificent. So I was like, well, let me just go sit there because there's no seats over there. So I'll go sit in the bar, enjoy the music, and talk to you guys and let you know about it. So that's what's happening. So now I am not really homeless. Thank you, Jackson. I'm in between homes, so I will be having a new household in Las Serenas in the future. We'll see how that develops. I have some very specific ideas about it. I'm not ready to reveal those yet. But in the meantime, I have a number of places that have been offered to me to stay by some wonderful people. And it's interesting because when you move, when you go through hard time, you do find out who your friends are, like people who are there for you. And there's a lot of people who stepped up, even just today, like, hey, call to say goodbye, wish you well. Some people actually stopped by the house this morning to, give me a hug, dame un abrazo, todo eso. And some who didn't. And some who didn't, I helped a lot. And it's like, okay, note to self. I put, retract the clause, none of that. But I remember. And so I feel completely fine. I feel really, really happy with what I have created in these past several years, with the seeds I've planted, with the, hey Erin, I'm great, how are you? I feel great about the seeds I planted in Las Serenas, first in terms of like relationships I have, business I've cultivated, business that is coming up, like this transaction I was telling you about where it's like, oh no, I don't want to tell the buyer that, it's like, I'm not delivering any messages in the midst of all this. I'm going to get where I'm going and then I will have a conversation and then, it's going to be all good. But I have a lot to look forward to. I have a lot to look back on and feel good about. And I think it's going to end up being better than I even imagined. I have accomplished so much. I'm at 11,500 subs right now, and I'm not even, honestly, you guys know, I'm not trying, you can go behind the scenes and like tag this and that, whatever. I'm not studying algorithms. I don't have time for that. If people want to watch the content, they can watch it. If they don't want to, there's a trillion other channels or things to do in life, so I don't worry about that. So that's what it is. So I'm just gonna breathe and relax. I'm flying first class, and it was worth it. And I actually didn't have to pay that much more, I should say. And I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll pay a couple $100 more to fly in comfort and like peel me a grape. Heck yeah. So, you get to a point in your life, I've worked hard. I'm a professional person. I help a lot of people. One, because I like to, and two, because it's my job sometimes. So when it comes time for me to take care of myself, to receive, I'm doing it. Throughout all of this, like packing and moving and all that stuff, I booked myself 2 massages at different times. I got a facial. I did a couple of yoga classes. I went to like an energy session thing last night. I've done all these things that continue to balance me out, even though in between like the bookshelves or the bookends of balance and stress relief, I'm like, crazy, shit is crazy. But yeah, first class. I would say my mother taught me that because my mom flies first class only now. She's like, once you go first class, you can never go back. And I see what she means. Because now, for example, I was supposed to be in Italy right now this summer. My son is going to go to summer school in Switzerland. That all changed because of COVID and enrollment, the camp and all this stuff. There's a little gnat flying around. And so that didn't happen. I could not afford first class. Well, I should say I could not afford because I guess I could have. But those tickets were very, very expensive. And so I was like, well, we're just going to go like, little premium economy on those. But guess what? Maybe we had to delay by the year because this time next year, I'll be balling so hard that we have our own plane. Who knows? Anything is possible. So I'm opening everything up to the realm of possibility. I'm going, universe, give it to me. And like I've said before, right now I've created a life that I love and that I feel very fulfilled and I think it's interesting and there's great people and I still have bumps and stuff. But I was like, well, if I can create this, what else can I do, right? And so that's how this whole thing got started. So if I can fly first class here, why can't I fly first class to Europe or wherever I want to go? Why can't I have a chartered jet? Why can't I have a jet and I go, hey, 10 friends of mine, come on. I got us a villa in wherever, for however long. Come on, I got you. All you have to do is be at this point on this day at this time and get on the plane and we straight. And there's gonna be a meal waiting for us when we get there. Like I'm trying to live like that, you know? And still help people and do great things. But all of this is available to us, you guys. Everything is, there are people who live like that, so why not me? Why not me? I deserve it. I'm a great person. I love myself. I love other people. You know, I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty damn good. And so that's how I like to think about what else is available to me. How much better can it get? You know, I have joy and love in my life. How much more joy and love can I get, right? And there's sometimes I'm like, I wish, if you believe it, you can achieve it. That's right. And there's times I'm like, I wish I had more of this, and oh man, where's someone to help me out when I need him? Of course I have those moments. Why did this guy say that crap to me? Trust me, Dominican men. I'm not going to say it's only Dominican men, but definitely. So, you know, anybody else who tries to come to me with that, I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you're going to have to prove some stuff before. We're not doing okie doke. We're not doing okie doke. So I can love them, but I will leave them right where I found them. So anyway, you guys, today is a happy day. Today's a great day. The change is underway. We are going. I'll keep you posted. But if you didn't see this video from the beginning, do go back and watch it because I gave information about COVID testing and this whole vaccine, you know, sort of some of that stuff. And I don't say a medical alternative, but some information about some, I don't know how to call it, medicine or supplements, whatever it is that you can take, which may in fact increase your, like resistance to the virus. So check it out. Feminism. I don't like to consider myself very political, although a lot of things are political. I don't consider myself a feminist. I don't know. Again, I don't like to be put in boxes. I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall. Actually 6'1", whatever, 6'1", 6'2". But in terms of like checking boxes, what I believe is this. I believe that women have every right to pursue their dreams just like men do. I believe that women can be as powerful as men are, and you know, I think they should have all the opportunities afforded to them. I believe that women and men should work in concert with one another. I don't believe in opposing the opposite gender. I'm not for that. I love men, right? And women are badass. And frankly, I think a lot of times if some things in the world if women had more access and ability to handle some stuff, we wouldn't have all the wars, we wouldn't have all the drama. You know, so I'm in favor of women being able to do what they want to do, but also I just think everybody, whoever you are, man, woman, black, white, blue, gay, straight, old, young, you know, fat, skinny, who cares? Be a good person, do your best. Traditional relationships, what does that even mean? Man and woman, of course. I'm a man, I'm straight. Does that mean I'm anti-gay? No, I'm not. I mean, if you love somebody if you're a woman, you love a woman, more power to you. If you're a man, you love men and women. That has nothing to do with me. Do what makes you happy, people. So I'm not even sure where the question came from. Thank you guys, I saw some well wishes. Thank you for that. And you're welcome, those who are like, thank you. Yeah, so this is an interesting part of the journey because it's like a crossroads. It's not ending, but it is transforming, and transformation is interesting. It's interesting. I felt it coming, and now we're like in the thick of it. I've been saying that for a while now. So I'm excited to see what comes next. When I go back to California, I'll be in the Bay Area for a while, and I'm going to go down to LA and pardon me, deal with my clients down there, get more business, level up, have some fun. It is transforming into what my dreams are, which is being multinational, being abundantly healthy and wealthy and happy and joyful, all that? Did I say I'm a man? Do I look like a man to you? Of course I'm not a man. I am all women. So, what's up with you viewers? What's going on with you people? I'm like knock on the screen. Hello? What's wrong with you people? Wake up, snap out of it. I am for humanity being as good as it can be, people thriving and loving up on each other. If we did more of that, half the shit that this planet is burdened with would go away. If we actually interacted more, thank you, I look like a man. Well, y'all be tripping. And everything is not easy peasy. Like, okay, I'm just gonna love you, and then poof, everything disappears. No, sometimes love means work. Anybody who's in a long-term committed relationship, you know that just because you love someone doesn't mean that every day you like them. Doesn't mean that there's going to be no difficulty in the commitment in the relationship. It means sometimes you are sick of that person and you do not want to deal, and you're like, I'm done. But I am a snack. I'm canela flavored cinnamon. But it means that you don't give up on it. So love means that you push through. It means that you work and, and I'm not talking about abuse and all that stuff. Anyway, you guys, my flight might be boarding, and because I'm flying first class, I have privileges, so I'm gonna get on the plane. I need to finish this drink. I also have chinola. I got my last little passion fruit juice here at the airport. I'm gonna put a splash of that in my vodka tonic. Anyway, thank you. Jane Kennedy, I used to hear that when I was younger, and when Jane Kennedy was kind of in her heyday, I used to hear that all the time, and I was like, what a great compliment. I met her once, so I'll tell you this. Spike Lee did, of course he's done a bunch of films now, but I was in his second feature film. It's called School Days. And when we were filming, because I went to Spelman, when we were filming School Days back in the day in Atlanta, there was a scene where they were doing a step show. Who's Jane Kennedy? You just showed your age. You don't even know. Child, please. Take a seat. There was a scene where they did a step show. If you don't know what a step show is, it's from black colleges, fraternities. Google step show, fraternity step show, and look it up. I don't have time to explain that. But long story short, I met her, and she said, oh, I kept being told that there was someone in this film who looked like me, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to meet her. And she was very sweet, and her first child was like 3 years old. And so, yes, if you haven't seen School Days, watch School Days. And I'm in a bikini, once again in a bikini, and that too. I was with Bill Nunn. You guys know who Bill Nunn is? He was Radio Raheem, Do the Right Thing. So he was like my, I don't know if I call it co-star, but he was the guy I was in the scenes with. And anyway, so I haven't heard Jane Kennedy for a long time. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be back to Las Vegas, but you're quite welcome. And it'll be an evolution. We'll see what happens. I'm not one of those who's like, oh, I want to get 1 million subscribers. I just do this every now and then because I like it. If I like it, if I feel like it, cool. If not, y'all can watch the reruns. But so I've been called back in the day. I think I'm gonna come back next month actually. So it's not like this grand, oh my gosh, she's leaving. I think I'll be back in a month. But Jane Kennedy, is beautiful. Jane Kennedy, Angela Bofill, Phyllis Hyman, who was in School Days, I met her. She was very interesting. She was kind of tragic, actually. It's sad about her. I met her on a couple of occasions. Most recently, I get referred or compared to Layla Ali. Not today, but anyway. So thank you guys for that. That's nice. Anyway, that's what's happening. I'm gonna go now. People, they look at like, who's she talking to? Who's she? I think we're good. Mwah. Will I live in any other Caribbean islands? I don't know. I've been to quite a few, but I'm not sure right now. Oh, my flight's departing. I got to go, y'all. Mwah. Love you. Talk to you later.